What is up, guys and gals? Welcome to episode number 178 of the Nonsense Review. That's right, this number coincides with the birth year of Lu Meng.
Okay, fair enough.
I warned you we'd have more Chinese generals, at least until like 250.
Yeah.
So if you don't know, Lu Meng is the general that is essentially credited the most when it comes to Guan Yu ending up dying, and I know you know that name.
Yeah, I know Guan Yu.
Yeah. Historically, he led the battle in the fictionalized universe. He personally called for the universe in the romanticization. He's the one who personally calls and champions the execution, and then he gets killed by Guan Yu's ghost. It's so fucking metal.
Jesus.
Yeah. But obviously, that didn't actually occur. He was actually very sick before the battle started in the first place. But, you know...
He was actually very sick.
Oh, no, Mr. Burns, you're actually quite ill. Invincible. But yes, I'm your host as always, Devon, and joining me equally as always is Rick.
Hello, everyone.
Today marks the beginning of a brand new themed month. What are we doing?
We're doing cartoon spin-offs of movies. And we tried to do this before, but it failed. So we picked it back up, and we're doing it properly now.
It failed so fucking abysmally as well. Like, I tried to salvage that fucking episode. I tried, but it desynced so many times, it was actually impossible.
Yeah. Hopefully things work better this time, and also we're not doing that episode either, because it was crap.
It wasn't fun. It wasn't a good time. I also told Rick when he suggested that, hey, let's finally do the spin-off month, I said, cool, if the first episode shits the bed, I'm taking it as a sign as it's cursed and we're never doing it again.
Sure.
Because why else would it happen?
Yeah, and, well, here's the thing. If you get something other than what we said we're going to get, it's because it shit the bed. We stitched it together with something else.
Well, we didn't actually do a planning session for this month.
Yeah, fair enough.
So, because I got so fed up during those lag times. It was no one's fault. It's just internet shits the bed sometimes. I was just like, Rick, here's the rough plan I've made. As long as you're happy with it, we're just going to roll with it. And you're like, fine, it's good enough. And we're just rolling with that for now. Next month, we'll do a planning session and everything proper. But for now, yeah, I was mad, so we didn't do a planning session. So yeah, with that out of the way, today we're starting with a spin-off that I actually remember enjoying.
Yeah, so we're going to be doing Men in Black, the series, the animated series.
Yeah, I think we both have memories of this, right?
Yeah, I remember it very vaguely because I think this is back when I was at my old house, man.
Oh, it was definitely when I was at my old house.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is one of those few cartoons that I remember watching before school.
Yeah.
Watching in the morning before having to go to school. I think it was on like Disney Cinemagic, I think it was called at the time.
Oh yeah. We didn't have channels. I got it on ITV.
But yeah, we'll get to that in a little bit. That's obviously those of you who are familiar with the podcast know we like to talk our weeks and the goings on before we actually do the bulk of the review. It's more of a react followed by a post-show summary. But yeah, with that in mind, Rick, how's your week been, buddy?
Well, I have done not a lot, but what I have done is I have started playing Pokemon Rising Ruby, which is a Omega Ruby ROM hack. And when I played it the first time, as in Alpha Sapphire. Well, I was playing Sapphire, and this time I'm doing Ruby, so I get to play with Groudon, which I know is one of, if not your favourite legendary.
It's my favourite legendary. Nothing has beaten it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know why either. It's not a particularly stunning design. I just like it. It must be a nostalgia thing, but I don't know why the fuck I'm nostalgic for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, what does this mod do to actually change the base experience?
It changes it from being just a Hoenn Dex into the national Dex at the time, which is just everything up to Gen 6. Like starters are in the wild, for instance. They try and make nearly everything available. A couple of things are increased in power. So like Cricketune has gone from like 300 and something to like minimum 440 base stats.
Oh yeah, you mentioned base stats. I can't remember if you said this on podcast or it must have been when we weren't recording. But yeah, you mentioned something about base power now being not busted, but things aren't going to be as beastly as they were, and other things are now a problem.
Yeah, it's a case of things that are like actually crap are now borderline usable. Like for reference, 535 is the starter total usually, and 700 is Mewtwo. This
is the Mewtwo tier. They're banned in Smogon.
Yep. And so it's been good so far. I've mostly been using things that I've been able to use in the past, except for Morwile, which is basically only good in Gen 6 because you get Mega Morwile. And that's a fun time.
I like Morwile. I like its design.
Yeah, Mega Morwile is even cooler because it's got 2 crocodile heads.
They should just do some fuckery and implement the Mega evolutions as just, we thought these were temporary evolutions, but we were wrong. Especially for things that don't have our single stage Pokemon in the first place.
Yeah. There's no reason not to just make them into evolutions, really, because some of them are there as an obvious rules patch, like Bayonet gets a Mega because Dusclops gets an actual evolution.
Yeah, although it's a bitch to fucking do that evolution.
Oh, yeah. You gotta trade it with an item.
An item that, depending on the game, is very annoying to obtain in the first place.
Yeah, it's late game at best. The other thing we did is, me and my folks, we decided, let's take a trip down memory lane to something that we missed. And we started watching the Secret Invasion series.
I don't know what this is.
Okay, so it's the Marvel series on Disney Plus that is led by Samuel L. Jackson as Nick Fury.
Oh, I do know what this is. I watched the first episode and went, fuck this. And I didn't watch any more of it.
Yeah, because of the thing that happens in episode 1, I'm like, oh man, I liked that character.
Well, there's that combined with the fact that, they're doing the thing the comic book did, but it's even worse because it's confined to fucking 6 1-hour-long episodes, where it's like, they've turned sides. No, they haven't. Yes, they have. No, they haven't. Oh, no, they haven't, because they're Skrulls and they're obviously bad guys because someone can't change their racial traits.
Yeah, and it's even more baffling because we know that the Skrulls are generally good guys, but now they're not, so oh well.
It's so fucking weird. Anyway, I'm glad you're watching it with your folks, because that means you will actually finish the series, so you can tell me what I don't give a fuck about spoilers, so once you finish it, I want you to give me a full detailed report on the podcast so I can laugh at it and laugh at your misery.
I mean, so far it's not been awful.
What episode do you want?
We've just done episode 2, so we've got episode 3 coming up.
You've consumed precisely twice as much as I have.
Yes.
Listen, I had such a sour taste in my mouth at the end of episode 1 that I didn't even give it the 3-episode rule. But at the same time, these series are like 6 episodes, so the 3-episode rule is a bit bent.
Yeah. And, things tend not to ramp up until, the second half of the series anyway, apart from, the pin that they set up.
Sure.
But yeah, those are basically the things that I've been doing this week, other than the fact that between now and the time the episode comes out, I will no longer be a member of Final Fantasy XIV because my subscription is coming to an end. I finished everything, and yeah. In the wide world, it's this episode of This Bitch.
Well, I do want to put a bit of an asterisk here, where this bitch got involved again, but it's not just her.
Oh yeah, it's not just her. I only found out about this because she was trending on Twitter.
Oh, I found out about this because despite I don't like watching the Olympics, but I do like seeing the results.
Yeah. So I dipped a toe into Twitter yesterday, and the two top things that were trending were J.K. Rowling and far right.
Yeah, completely unrelated, but, they were both trending because they were both occurring in the UK at the same time.
Yeah, and it kind of made me giggle, and then it made me sad.
So, just for the folks who may be listening across the pond, we also have our issues with the far right now. It's not just you. Ours just aren't running the country right now, so it's not as obvious.
Well, no, the American far right is not running the country. It's the centre right running the country. The far right is trying to get back in.
My point being that they're not currently in contention for running the country, whereas in America, it's a very realistic threat. Although Kamala Harris is doing an admirable job of... well, it's not even Kamala Harris doing an admirable job. It's Trump shooting himself in the foot. But either way...
Oh, yes.
Yeah. I just want to put this disclaimer here now, because I've got it in my notes. We know the American politics scene is fucked up and Trump's a piece of shit. We're not going to go into it in depth. We know it's happening, and we'll put that in here for posterity's sake, but we're not going to talk about it.
Yeah. We generally try to keep us away from politics as we can, apart from when it's really obvious and we really need to talk about the thing.
Well, usually I bring it up when it's like, the Marg idiots are saying real men wear diapers, because that shit's hilarious to me.
Yes.
But anyway, I digress. J.K. Rowling, what's going on? Come on.
She's basically mirroring an episode of South Park, in that she's moaning about Iman Khalif.
Is this the Algerian boxer?
Yes, the Algerian boxer. She's an amateur boxer because you can't be a professional in the Olympics. That's kind of the point of the Olympics.
Correct.
But she is born and raised as a woman, but she has a gender complication with her hormones and things, which cause her to express an XY chromosome and elevated testosterone levels. The XY chromosome is something that was only publicized by the president of the IBA,
which is a Russian federation.
Yep. And they have a very obvious narrative to push, so yeah, probably not even true.
It's not true. I mean, it is true that she's got, they found XY chromosomes in a certain blood work test, which indicates that, yes, she may have some weird... okay, I'm going to explain this as best as I can, because I'm not a biologist of this level. The crux of it is, the way it's been explained to me is, there is actually a condition that affects one in between 20,000 and 60,000 people in the world, which is a significant percentage when you think about it, where you do have essentially not the wrong chromosome, but a mix of chromosomes, but it's such a little amount of it that it doesn't affect you but biologically speaking. And essentially the only reason anyone found out about this is because she had to have blood work done because she's a professional athlete and they have to do that. Like, she is 100% a woman, she is not trans, and the most laughable thing as well is, at least from my perspective, is she's representing fucking Algeria, where you're not allowed to be trans.
Transitioning is illegal, and Algeria has defended her. Yeah,
because she's not trans. Now, don't get me wrong, trans people, women, men, whatever, in sport is a fucking landmine of a topic that, quite frankly, I am not, I guess intelligent is the word enough to really debate about, or even have an opinion that should be valid. I've given my views before about just make sports in weight classes, problem solved. And even them quoting the Italian boxer that pulled out got the quote fucking wrong. She didn't go, this is unfair because she's fighting someone who is quote unquote trans. She said, I have to pull out, because what has come out since, and it didn't take long to come out, is she already had a broken nose and she got hit in the nose and went, fuck, that hurts, I'm quitting.
Yep.
And for just some icing on the cake, this particular athlete competed in the last Olympics and came 33rd.
Yeah.
But no one gave a fuck then. This is what I've said. This is what I said a while ago as well, of like, again, when the topic of trans people in sports came up, and I ended it by saying, how many times a year in athletics do you get the same story of this person wins, they look vaguely like a man, let's test them to make sure they're not a man. And it's fucking happening again. It happens every fucking time.
Yeah, it's,
Just because someone has masculine features doesn't make them a man. And again, we're not even talking about an actual trans athlete. It's a woman.
Yeah. It's a woman who was born a woman, raised a woman, and is a woman.
Fuck. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm tired of the fucking debate in the first place, but everyone criticising her is just wrong this time in the first place. And by the by, just a gentle reminder, in case we forgot, I will praise Logan Paul for his wrestling career. He is a good wrestler. However, reminding us once again, by the way, he's a massive piece of shit.
Yes.
He immediately dogpiled on this because, his opinion matters, about 2 days after posing with Trump with the American title.
Cheese and biscuits.
Fuck Logan.
Yeah.
Talented wrestler, sure. Piece of shit human being.
Yeah, there's a reason he's a fucking heel.
He wasn't even a heel when he first debuted. He insisted on being a face, and it was the dumbest decision ever. Yeah.
Anyway, that's it. About enough from what I care to have seen out in the universe. How have you been? What have you seen?
I watched The Bad Guys. It's a DreamWorks animated movie. It happened to be on Netflix, and I was looking after the dogs at the time, so I watched it. It's a fun time.
Yeah, it is. Apparently, it's a book or a series of books as well.
It does credit a book series and an author at the end of the movie. I'm not going to read those books. It very much seems geared towards children, but it's a cool story. It very much, the core message is, here's the bad guys. You got a snake, a spider, a shark, and a wolf. They do bad guy things. They steal, and when they finally get caught, they preach. They lean on the incredibly overly good character who is super obviously a heel in disguise, and they straight up just say, "Oh yeah, of course we're bad. We didn't have a chance." and it's a pretty good message of like preconceived notions of people based on what they look like and what background they're from. It's like, well, let's use gypsies as an example. They're a gypsy, of course they steal shit. When no, that's not how that works at all.
Yeah, like a socio-economic allegory. Yeah, I remember watching this on a plane a couple of years ago, and yeah, I enjoyed it as well.
Yeah, it's good. The animation's great, but it's DreamWorks. That's kind of a given. The voice actors are A+. I don't like Richard Ayoade, but you know, whatever. He was a voice in it, and he did the voice fair enough.
Sure. Yeah, the you could see the ace coming from a mile away as well, couldn't you? It was great.
See what now?
The ace character, the sixth ranger, as it were.
Oh well, yeah, because she made it pretty obvious. I didn't know she was going to be that person, but like they made it pretty obvious. Why am I being fucking coy? This movie's like 6 years old. I didn't expect the Fox lady to be the Crimson Paw, but you know, it was very clear that she was more than she was letting on. Yeah.
It's one of those things where those kind of movies, they don't include characters unless they're important.
I mean, yeah, it's extra work, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like when you play a video game and you play one level, 5 minutes in a stage that's been fully fucking made, and you're like, well, we're coming back here.
Yeah. If the stage has been fully made and you get yanked away from it, yeah, you're coming back. Especially also if the person who shows up in the beginning and you lose them, if they're an incredibly prolific voice actor / actual actor, then maybe they're not coming back. But if they're an up and coming one, then they might be coming back.
Absolutely. But yeah, it was a fun time. It certainly feels like that type of movie where it's like, I've got an hour and a half to do fuck all. Screw it. It's very much a kid's movie, but it was a fun time.
Yeah.
Helluva Boss released Helluva Short number 2.
Oh, I've not seen this.
I didn't know this was a thing, so I watched Helluva Short number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is family bonding fun time between Sally Mae and Millie.
Oh, yeah.
And it's adorable and great. Then this other one is something that you haven't experienced in the mainline Helluva Boss for a while, and I'm sure you'll be happy. It's just the gang on a mission.
Yeah, we've not seen that in a while.
So yeah, it's that's a thing. I would very much. I don't mind if they transition Helluva Boss into it's the Blitz and Stolas story, and have Helluva Shots just be okay. We've got 5 minutes. Here's the gang doing some bullshit. This particular example was in the Antarctic, so it was extra fun.
Yeah, totally.
Ready for some news?
Yeah, let's go.
I'm surprised you didn't bring it up, so I'm glad to put it in my notes. Downey Jr. as Doom.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing. I forgot that was this week. I thought it was in the past.
Okay, fair enough. There's plenty of people who are like, oh, yeah, Robert Downey Jr. is back in the MCU as Dr. Doom. And I'm very much like, I'm sure he will play Dr. Doom fantastically. I would have appreciated them casting someone else. I'm not one of these diehards who's like, you should never be allowed to play more than one character. It's fine, especially seeing as they're making it clear that the first Fantastic Four film is in some sort of split universe, which is another reason why I hate the fucking multiverse phase of this goddamn franchise.
Yeah, totally.
But you know, they've confirmed really is Downey Jr. is playing Dr. Doom, and he's playing Victor Von Doom. He's not playing Tony Stark as an evil version of Doom. So fine, fair enough. Again, I don't know who I would have cast as Dr. Doom, but like I miss back in the early days of the MCU where they take chances on people.
Yeah, like
well, Hemsworth and Hiddleston are the two that stand out in my mind. They weren't nobodies, but they were very low on the pecking order when they got Thor and Loki.
Yeah. Like, who would I put as Doctor Doom? Probably Mads Mikkelsen.
Already been in the MCU.
Well, so is RDJ.
I'm just saying, like, they should bring back Mikkelsen as something. That'd be great. I think he'd make a great. Like, it would have to be. I would like to see more foreign actors in the MCU, and I think if you're going to cast someone perhaps more European, Doctor Doom, Latvia, it just makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, not to slag off Robert Downey Jr. I'm sure he'll absolutely ace the role. I'm just a bit disappointed that it feels like they're bringing him back for a cheap pop. But anyway, in other semi-related comic book news, Jamie Lee Curtis made a joke about the MCU being bad post-Endgame and then immediately went onto Twitter to apologise.
Oh boy, okay, fair enough.
It's such a weird story. There's like a 5-second clip of her playing some sort of game, because weirdly she appears on YouTube videos. cameos for people. I think she was in an episode of Game Grumps once.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyway, I digress. And someone said, "What's the state of the MCU post Endgame?" And she just went bad. That was it. She made a better joke than that. I'm just doing the core bones of that was what the joke essentially came to, was someone said something about Endgame and she went, "Oh, it's been bad since Endgame." And then she went to Twitter and said, "I want to apologise for my remarks," as if she called someone a racial slur when all she did was say what everyone else thinks, which is the MCU is kind of shit at the moment.
Yeah, and it even got brought up in Deadpool.
It did. So much so, the reason why this came on my dashboard and in my frame of reference is Ryan Reynolds retweeted the Jamie Lee Curtis tweet apologising, saying, "Yeah, no one should be able to get away with that." It's like, yeah, no, it's not. Here's what it is. Jamie Lee Curtis is an actor at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't want to burn bridges, I guess. But if that was enough for a bridge to get burnt, fuck you, innit?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right, Rick, we brought it up earlier, but what specifically are we watching today?
We are watching Men in Black,
the animated series.
The Long Goodbye Syndrome. 3, 2, 1, and go.
We are the Men in Black. That was a Will Smith song, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Galaxy Defenders.
You gotta do it with the fucking high-pitched tone.
Mm-hmm.
So, none of these voice actors sound like the actual actors.
Or even look like them.
I don't know, Kay looks kind of Kay-ish.
Yeah, I guess.
I think he needs a few more wrinkles, but that's just because Tommy Lee Jones is a very wrinkly individual.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it wasn't the cat, it was the tree.
Yeah.
That's the kind of gotcha joke that I loved in Men in Black.
Yeah. Like, it's not the person at the stand, it's their cat. And now it's not the cat, it's the tree.
Check Orion's belt. Boy, is that not very nicely animated. Fuck, it is basically a Godzilla kaiju.
Yeah. It's got eyes on its chest and everything.
Look at it doing a fucking waddle as if it cacked its pants.
Yeah. It does look like a guy in a suit. Oh.
Kay is so fucking cool in this, though.
Mm-hmm. I like that little quiver in his voice.
God damn, this sounds like a wrestler's entry music.
It's the MRB.
Man, this fucking intro is so cool, though.
It's so much better animated than the regular series.
Yeah. This is where the budget went. But if this is the bit that they'd show on fucking, like, an advert, then yeah, of course they're going to put the fucking money into it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, this reminds me of SMT3.
I get you, yeah. Yeah, even the music.
Like the music, the grime, that very specific sepia tone filter it had for a minute.
Hmm.
So what is that, New York?
I'm assuming so. The two towers are there.
Jeez, this is pre-2001. This is a pre-9/11
Yeah, that's
world,
how we know it's New York, because we get to see the Twin Towers.
Right, I forgot that was the plot of fucking MIB1.
Yeah, that he was NYPD, yeah. Yeah, I forgot that he was NYPD.
Yeah.
Hey, it's Frank.
Yeah. Is that Mark Hamill?
It does sound like Skips.
Like, that's the only reason, is it sounds like Skips less than Mark Hamill. That dog is really not animated well, though. And all it has to do is move its head every so often. Get in. But here's the thing that makes me laugh, though, is like, this is meant to be set after MIB, the first movie. And like, this was a joke in the movie of...
But before the second movie.
In the first movie, where Kay's reading at the fucking tabloids.
Yeah.
And it is literally just, that's just it. Best journalism in the world.
Because they're the only ones that actually believe the stupidity stuff.
Yeah. I believe there's a joke from... I can't remember if it was in the movie or from this series, but it was definitely from one of them where Jay asks, so what about Area 51? Are there aliens there? He went, yeah, of course there are. People,
yeah.
If everyone thinks there's aliens there, then people stop fucking looking at it. Oh, it's the Rancor.
I just looked up some of the voices, and Billy West is some characters.
I believe Billy West plays the guy who gets his head popped all the time.
Yeah. And Ron Perlman shows up in season 3.
Oh, cool. That seems like a very unfun time, right? Like, I don't think any amount of fucking practice is going to be able to make it so that you can get used to that recoil.
No. He's he does his best, but
I do think one of the best uses of Patrick Warburton is as Jay's new partner for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, what a condemnation of the New York City police force of, I'm going to shoot and blow this fucker up. And it's like, dude, you're meant to arrest the bad guys, not kill them.
Yeah.
Oh, so it's like a wasp sting.
Yeah, so they all know him and they're all going to hunt him down. Just go and apologize.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to kill the space shrimp from space.
Yeah, I didn't mean to kill the person in self-defense, but it was a self-defense.
Except it wasn't. God damn, you never see that very often. You rarely see that in cartoons, those fucking realistic fucking dark eyes.
Yeah, the panda ibis. Yeah.
How fucking rude.
Yeah, just in front of the other person. You think you're in the market for a new partner. Oh, one of them sounds like Stitch.
Possibly.
Probably today.
It's going to be one of the shrimpmen.
Hmm.
Yeah. But here's the thing, is they don't look that much of a threat.
No, but they're relentless.
True. And there's 4 billion
And they burst out of other people.
Like, Jay's not even trying particularly hard, and he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kay won't shoot it because he doesn't want to be marked.
No.
Hut, 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 hut. See, it's strong enough to do that, but it hasn't killed Jay yet. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Run away and then back in for the more coffee.
Like a typical New Yorker, eh?
Yeah.
I can't do the accent. I tried.
Yeah, that was more Waka.
Hey, Blitzball, man. The problem with Waka is you have to do fucking DiMaggio and Caribbean at the same time.
Yeah, a Caribbean bender.
You can't say those words in that order.
Bender from the Caribbean.
Yeah, but you know how it sounded, right?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Goodbye, Jay.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was 1997.
Like, it's the MIB. Can I not put him in protective custody or something?
Apparently not.
So for what it's worth, that's L.
Hmm.
Nice to meet you. You just killed another one. Good job.
Oh, no. You don't want to go in alien soup.
No. I believe that was a minor plot point in XCOM 2.
Yeah.
Do you feel like this show had like an inferiority complex against Batman TAS?
Maybe a little bit.
It's always Division 6, and it shouldn't be a funny joke, but it is. Alright, it's one of these little fucks. That wasn't vomit.
Up the wrong pipe.
That voice sounds familiar, though. Yep. It's a pretty good plan.
Maybe.
Wait, so if that's the case, how come that little tiny alien just, had to put sunflowers on? Sunflowers? Sunglasses?
Maybe just because he didn't like it.
Maybe. Sounds like Pegasus.
It was expensive.
Wait, no it doesn't. It sounds like fucking Lex Luthor. It might be Clancy Brown.
It could be.
It must be so fun to just have your script read, speak gibberish.
Alien noises, yeah.
Got the feeling this hot dog man's going to be a shrimpo.
Yeah, and he's going to try and kill him with the... Oh, the hot dog's a shrimpo. Oh, no, yeah, okay. Well, it was the guy, and he was using the hot dog as a...
A tentacle delivery system.
Yeah.
Oh, there's like 700. What?
There's like 8 of... Yeah.
The rules! Why are they inconsistent, sir? You can tell this is an American cartoon because that's the fucking second clear ad cutaway.
Yep. Oh, yeah, just in case you forgot during the ad break.
Yeah, because Americans have short attention spans.
Yep.
That's not me saying that, that's cartoon creators saying that.
Yeah, it's not even the attention span, it's, oh, did you just tune in? Because, yeah, sometimes people tune out when the ads come on.
Yeah, so it's 1997, you just had to watch what was on TV, folks.
Yeah.
Like, Kate, you're the only one not acting like it. How?
It's infected the car. Oh no. Panic.
Look, K and J both have seatbelts on. The alien creature does not. Jesus Christ, man.
Oh no, there's a big one. It's Lavos.
From fucking Chrono Trigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a bit smaller than Lavos.
A bit? Isn't Lavos basically the size of a world?
No, it's like a massive bed bug that can feed on planets, but there's many of them.
Okay. I love how the bad guys are like, K is important enough that we'll wait for him to do whatever he's got to do.
Yeah. He's going to start speaking in, yip.
Here's some snot.
Oh, this is going to be proof that the other guy was an arsehole. Putting the soup on.
And I have diplomatic immunity. Jesus Christ. Like, this is the very first episode of the animated series. Kay is not dying. But they're making it a bit fucking melodramatic, aren't they?
Yeah. I think that's why they called it this.
Right, the long goodbye syndrome.
Long goodbye syndrome, yeah. Like, the entire episode is saying goodbye to Kay.
Yeah. So cartoonishly evil, too. Again, I'm just waiting for the twist because I can't remember it. Alright, this is a robot or something.
Yeah, so
the little dude.
Yeah, the little dude. Yeah, he can hold his breath a long time.
Ah. That's so dumb!
Yeah, he's got a little spaceship inside his head, yeah.
That's how you should have known it was a fake. Did I just say Keith David?
No, Keith Diamond. Different guy.
Well, yeah, totally. It's just fucking... The credits are going by so fast there's barely enough time to read a fucking name. Especially even less so back in the day when, again, you were just watching this shit live and you couldn't pause shit.
I
do like the slight...
Well,
there's almost Persona-esque twang on the ending theme.
Well, they got a Marvel Comics shout out as well.
I mean, I guess they
in the credits.
I guess those would have come first.
Yeah, I guess.
Like, again, comics are kind of I don't want to say they're a dead industry, but they're nowhere near as prevalent as they used to be.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like pre-95, they were definitely a big deal.
Yeah. I didn't know that Men in Black was a Marvel thing. Oh, it turns out it was made by Aircell Comics, which
Marvel
was bought out by Marvel.
Yeah, Marvel bought out a lot of people. Quite frankly, it's amazing Dark Horse is still, like, quote-unquote, the third company.
Yeah, they're like the third individual, independent.
Yeah, because they don't really have their own shit, Dark Horse. They publish other people's shit for them. Like Hellboy, they did the Alien and Predator stuff for a while. I guess Archie Comics might be more prevalent than Dark Horse even.
No, I think Dark Horse might be bigger because they had Star Wars. Yeah, they had Star Wars.
Whereas Archie still does Sonic and shit.
No, they lost Sonic.
Did they?
Sonic is now IDW, which is the same guys that do the My Little Pony comics.
Oh, fuck if I know then. Anyway, comic talk over, because we could talk about that for ages and not get anywhere, because I don't think either of us are that knowledgeable on the subject. What do you think of the episode, my dude?
It was fun. I liked it. It's a decent introduction to this version of MIB without relying too much on the movie. It gives you enough to watch it on its own.
I mean, case in point, really, they repeated jokes and reminded you of backstories specifically so you could watch this without having watched Men in Black.
Yeah.
So when
How about you? What do you think?
I thought it was great. Just for a bit of additional context, when this came out, there was still only one Men in Black movie.
Yes, this is before MIB 2.
Yeah, which was not a good movie. And most people like to make the joke, and I like to make it as well, of Men in Black 3 was an apology for Men in Black 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was great. We saw a lot of J and K. They introduced the agents that matter, L and Z. L, I believe, is made up for the show.
Yeah, and Z's obviously the
old guy.
The leader.
Yeah. I forget, was the joke in MIB 2 or MIB 1 where Michael Jackson kept trying to be Agent M? Do you remember that?
Yeah, probably MIB 2.
That might have been one of the only good moments of MIB 2. Sorry, Johnny Knoxville.
Yep.
But yeah, anyway, I digress. It was good. It was fun. It was nice to watch. I don't know how much of my enjoyment was nostalgia goggles. But
Yeah. I mean, I think it's fine. I think it stood up on its own. I remember watching it and liking it when I was a kid, but I don't remember anything about it apart from Agent L.
I remember Q more than anything else because his jokes with L were the best.
Yeah.
Agent Q came in, and Agent Q was the first alien agent that MIB had. And the joke I remember, and I'll never forget it because it's still so funny to me, and it shouldn't be, is when Zed is doing roll call, and he goes J, K, L, Q. Why are you standing next to L? J gets to stand next to his partner. That's because J comes before K in the alphabet. In my planet, Q comes after L. It's so dumb, but I loved it. It was such a good joke for fucking 10-year-old me.
Yeah, it was daft.
Yeah, let's get down to brass tacks, shall we? We'll do our usual wind down, the usual three main important questions. Let's start with favourite moment, Rick.
It was probably just rehashing the tabloid gag again.
It's a good gag. It's a good gag.
It is a good gag. It is a good gag. And it's a really cute subversion of, well, turning on the head of, tabloids in America. Because tabloids in Britain are just small-sized newspapers that are not broadsheets.
I mean,
tabloids in America are the frickin' zombies ate my baby's face.
Yeah, I was going to say, tabloids here is like The Sun and The Mirror.
Yeah.
Whereas tabloids in the US is like, it's the sort of shit Cole Pilkington reads.
Yeah. the Onion, but trying to play it straight.
Yeah.
I'd go with that. How about you? What was your favourite moment?
I really kind of appreciated, it was a bit dark, especially for a cartoon aimed at kids, where they started throwing a mini party for Jay's upcoming death, enough so that they put in a memorial blank grey screen of his face and Agent Day, 1997 to 1997, and
yeah, with balloons and streamers.
Exactly, man. But the cream of the crop of this little bit was Jay being like, I thought you said the twins could fix anything, and Kay just goes, hey, don't hurt their feelings. As if Jay isn't battling with his incoming death.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can't only talk about the good, can we? We need to talk about the bad. Do you have a weakest link for me?
Kind of not really, so I'm going to have to really nitpick in that the animation quality was lower than the opening credits. Like, they put a lot of effort into the opening credits, and the regular animation during the show itself was fine, but it wasn't as good.
Compare it to the animated series of Batman, which granted came out a couple of years after this, and it doesn't hold a fucking candle.
Yeah.
That being said, it was very jarring to begin with, but honestly, after about 5 minutes, it completely slipped my mind that the animation was a bit jank.
Yeah, totally. Like, you're there for the story, not for the visuals.
Mm-hmm. Although I will admit, the animation style did fit a lot of the aliens.
Oh yeah, totally. Like, aliens are meant to be unsettling, so if the animation is unsettling, then that just kind of helps. Mm-hmm. It also helps that being low resolution, not low resolution, like low frame rate, lets you focus on the aliens and like take in their design aspects. So it works. But yeah, I had to really dig to nitpick this. How about you? Do you have a weakest link?
Yeah, I'd argue that having the ending of your first episode be a fake-out death of the main character is a bit of a silly one, and it probably does set the tone for a lot of the show going forward, because I feel like this happens multiple times. Yeah,
I get you.
You can only do this. You can only do this trick so many times with characters before viewers start going, really, this again?
Yeah.
So yeah, let's end on a highlight, shall we, Rick? Who gets your MVP today?
It's got to be Kay. Like, he controlled every situation that he was in. He commanded the scene. Jay's meant to be the main character, but like all the attention was on Kay today. Partly because we know about Elle, and we know that Kay essentially leaves the plot so Jay gets paired with Elle, right?
I don't remember that happening.
Does it not happen? Okay.
Are you talking about the live action movies?
I might be conflating them.
Because in the cartoon, Elle gets partnered with Q. We've been over this.
Yeah, fair enough. But yeah, that's I'm going with Kay. How about you? Who are you picking?
Yeah, I'm going to split the difference with you and give it to Jay.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah, good stuff.
This show in general is very much a two-hander, and this episode just emphasizes that to the nth degree. And I feel like it would be wrong to give one more of a spotlight than the other. And Jay held his own. Yeah, he's the rookie. Yeah, he doesn't have as much of a commanding presence. And this is literally episode number 1. We know that in the future Jay gets better.
Yes.
Like, these sloppy mistakes stop happening around season 2, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, the plot happened because Jay decided, fucking shoot first, ask questions later.
Yeah, he decided he was behaving like NYPD.
Yeah. Man, nothing's changed in fucking 30 years.
Yeah.
And on that depressing and horrifying bombshell, that brings us to a close today. That's been Men in Black, the animated season, and the first episode of our spin-off month. Maybe we'll find a catchier title, but probably not.
Yeah. We didn't have a catchier title last time. I think it's just spin-off month.
Yeah, it's a shame this wasn't in like September, because then we could have tried to do alliteration or some shit. But anyway, I digress.
Spin-tember.
Yeah, it's all shit. But yeah, that brings us to a close. We've got the comment section down below on YouTube if you want to let us know what you thought. Do you have fond memories of this show? What was your favourite moment? How wrong are we? We've got at least 3 more episodes of this, not Men in Black, but other spin-offs, and we'll keep those a surprise for now. That being said, suggestions, as always, are appreciated. Probably more so for our regular months rather than our theme months, because we set those kind of in stone. Alternatively, we know you're not all watching via YouTube, and some of you are listening via one of our many audio platforms. So instead, you can send us an email at
nonsensereviewuk@gmail.com.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, not much else to say really, other than tune in next week where we've got something that is almost definitely shitter than this.
Oh, yes. It's gonna be a shit show. Hopefully entertaining. Bye, everybody!